Hey folks, it's Pastor Dave, and this is the beginning of a new series here at Shepherd of the Valley called Stories by the Campfire. Now, I don't know if you knew it, but I came up in the church camp system. I was a camp counselor and then was a youth director, and some of the most meaningful times in my faith life have been sitting across from people at a fire just like this, just sharing stories, and that's what we want to recreate a little bit here. For the first couple, I'm going to share some of my stories, but then after that, we're going to invite other people, some of you, to come and share your stories as well. And hopefully we'll have a wonderful time and get to know each other better and learn from each other. Now, the story I want to share tonight happened a long time back when I was a baby pastor in training. And seminarians have to do a unit of what's called CPE, or Clinical Pastoral Education. Basically, that means for 3 or 4 months, we quit school, go into a hospital and spend every day there learning how to be a hospital chaplain and minister to people who are in dire circumstances or experiencing illness or surgery in a hospital setting. We do overnights, we do all the things that chaplains do, but we are not officially training to be chaplains. That's a 1 or 2 year program. We're just there for 3 or 4 months, which means really during that time there are 2 classes of people. There are the real chaplains who are going through the whole program, and there are us baby pastors who are kind of ducking in and out. And as you might expect, even though we're in the same classes and going through the same process, there's a little bit of a social divide there. And when I was there, what happened is that divide really took the characteristics of the in-group trying to lead us and show us exactly what to do and critiquing all our work and stuff, a lot of which was very valid and we needed. But it seemed like after a while, that group was so indoctrinated, so almost oppressive, there was no way that we baby pastors could crack the code to get in. We were never going to be them, and so no matter how they interacted with us, we still felt isolated and alone. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that, but I think a lot of people do when they come into a church. They experience that same in-group and out-group. People have been here a long time, people who haven't, and the more the in-group tries to help and indoctrinate people, the bigger that divide comes. Now, the story really comes in with what happened next, because we knew that we were never going to fit in. So what we started to do is we'd take our afternoon break together, and we'd just get coffee. Go down to the coffee shop, we'd get coffee. And we wouldn't have any rules, we wouldn't have any whatever. We would sit and talk with each other. And we would talk about our cases, and we would talk about our training, and we would talk about our education, we would talk about our lives. And that became a really bonding group for the outsiders. And day after day we would do this, and we started having more and more fun and learning more and more from each other. And I will never forget the first day that one of the big person chaplains, the real chaplains, saw us, and they looked at us like, "What are you doing here?" But that same chaplain came back the next day, and we were talking and laughing, and they sat down and they said, "It looks like you're having fun. Can I join you?" We said, "Sure." And we started talking and laughing and sharing stories, and they started sharing with us. And pretty soon there was 1 big person chaplain, and 2 and 3, and then all 4 real chaplains ended up joining our little group, and there were 8 of us together, seamless, having an amazing time growing organically. And what the in-group couldn't do, the outer group did, recreated it in a new way, and it became a blessing and a fun time for everyone. That really actually formed my vision of how church can operate. You want to know why we're quirky, wacky, why we do all this stuff? That's actually a big part of the seed, that experience right there. And it goes to show you that the inside group or the indoctrinated group doesn't always have all the collateral or valuable information, that people who are newer can make a difference, and it also shows you that little moments and little stories like this can make a lifetime difference in a person's faith and in the life of our faith communities. We'll see you next time for another story around the campfire.